Alright, so now that you know what lines are and how they work, how do you actually find the one you want? How do you distinguish all these different blocks into different lines? Let's see about this giant staircase. Well, we know that there's only 3 lines, so we only have to look at a small portion of this. And if you already know this, you can feel free to skip along to the next video. So counting lines is actually very, very simple. All you have to do is take the distance in pixels the kid needs to travel between 2 walls. Say that's D. So the distance between 2 walls in pixels. And then divide that by the kid's speed, which is 3. And if the number we get is a whole number, so no decimals or anything, that means the 2 walls will be the same line. And as a fun fact, the number that you get is actually the number of frames it takes the kid to travel between the 2 walls. So as a general rule of thumb, if a distance in pixels is evenly divisible by 3, so no decimals or anything, the 2 walls will be the same line. Now luckily there's a super simple way of doing this. You don't actually need to break out your calculator every single time you want to check on a line, luckily. It's a very, very simple way of doing this. Okay, so rather than counting pixels, let's instead count blocks. As you remember, a block is 32 pixels wide. So let's try to divide that by 3. 32 divided by 3 is not evenly divisible. You're going to end up with decimals. This means that 2 blocks that are 32 pixels apart, if they're touched from the same side, will not be the same line. So this is a line 0, as you can see here. And this is a line 1. So it is true. So let's instead check 2 blocks. 32 times 2 is 64. Also not a multiple of 3, so it's not divisible by 3. Let's check 0, 1, and 2. Now if we take 3 blocks, suddenly we get 96, and that is divisible, evenly divisible by 3. So this means the 3rd block is actually going to be the same line. Check 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. Are you seeing a pattern here? This is very, very simple. All you have to do is count to 3. Every 3rd block that you touch from the same side will always be the same line. Every 32 pixel block, that is. So these walls are all the same line. Now, knowing that this is a line 0 and the other one was like a line 1 or a line 2, that doesn't matter. The only thing we actually need to know is where can we find the same line using block layouts. We don't actually need to know that this is a line 0. We only need to know that these are the same line. That's the important part. Okay, so here's an example. Let's say I want to find this line, this line right here, on this staircase. I want to find all the lines on this staircase. Now let's ignore the cheating tool of JTool and just try to count the blocks to find the lines. So we're going to be counting, going to be checking the blocks. So remember, every 3rd block touching from the same side is the same line. So let's check. 1, 2, 3. There's no blocks nearby. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3. This means that this line will be the same as this one. Now, vertical space doesn't actually matter. So all of these, this entire wall is all the same line. Vertical space does not matter at all. And from here you can count 1, 2, 3. Go a little faster. Oh, I think I messed up there. Oh well. But yeah, you get the point. Every 3rd block is the same line. So here, 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 and there's no wall here. So why are these two walls not the same align then? These two walls are 3 blocks apart, which is 96 pixels, and they're not the same align. Even though 96 pixels is evenly divisible by 3, these two walls are still not the same align. Why is that? Because the distance the kid travels is actually not 96 pixels, because the kid is inside the cage we built here. We have to take the kid into account. Because remember, the kid also has a hitbox that is 11 pixels wide. So on this wall, he's going to touch it using his left side, but this wall he's going to touch using his right side. All we have to do is take the distance between the blocks and subtract the width of the kid from that, and then check if it's evenly divisible by 3. So if we check this, 96 minus 11, which is the width of the kid, is 85. Suddenly we're left with a number that is not evenly divisible by 3. Therefore, they are not the same align. And as I said, there was a super simple way of translating these two walls. And that is a single block gap. As you can see, these two walls are the same align. And the reason why is because it's 32 pixels apart minus the width of the kid, 11 pixels. That is 21. 21 is evenly divisible by 3. Therefore, they're the same align. And this is how we translate between two walls facing the opposite direction using a 1 block gap. Okay, so knowing that, let's try to find this wall on the staircase we built. Now, since these walls are facing the opposite direction, there's no wall on the staircase facing the same way as this wall. We have to first translate before we count by doing 1. As you see here, now we have translated to the other side. And from here, we can start counting to 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This means that this align is the same. And that is true. If I make it a little easier on yourself, there's two little things that are good to know. Blocks that are, or walls that are 4 blocks apart facing opposite directions will be the same align. And blocks that are laid out like this, they will also be the same align. So 2 blocks apart, but facing like this instead. Alright, so quick little thing here at the end. This counting to 3 method also works for 16 and 8 pixel aligns, but we have to count those sizes instead. We can't just count the regular blocks and expect them to be the same align. We have to count small blocks. So every third small block will be the same align. And we're going to translate using the 332 pixel trick or gap thing as well. Because two mini blocks like this won't be the same align. But these aligns will be. And if we want to count 8 pixel aligns, all you do is take 3/4 of a block. So 3/4 of every single block is the same align. Again, if you want to check the exact aligns, you can always take the distance, divide it by 3, and see if it's an even or a whole number. Okay, so before we end things off here, I've included this little exercise that I highly recommend you do. So here's a little thing I built, and I made sure that this wall right here, there's only one other wall on this entire path that is the same align. I want you to try to find the wall. Pause the video and unpause once you think you've found it. Okay, so did you find it? Let's count it together. So here, let's start off. 1, 2, 3. So no, there's a bunch of walls nearby, but they're all facing the wrong way. And if we want to translate, we have to translate to this wall. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3. Also remember to check up here as well. No walls here. 1, 2, 3. No walls are here. All facing the wrong way. 1, 2, 3. Let's check up here. Oh, look at that. Translate to the other side, and we find the wall. This one right here. So we check 2 and 2. Same line.